Hello everyone, welcome to CFC Fan TV, Charlie here. I'm outside the Daily Mail offices. It's bloody freezing, so I'm wearing my big coat. I've heard this called Big Coat Week. It's the first week I've had to wear a big proper coat. And yeah, it's not a bad day, but it's pretty cold. Anyway, we all know that international breaks are not our favourite times of the year. I'm looking forward to travelling up to West Brom on Saturday. Just thought I'd catch up with you lot about what some of our midfielders have been doing in the break. None more so than Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who was very, very impressive for England in the 0-0 with Germany. He's been, I mean, in our paper, the Mail, this morning, there's a huge piece on Loftus-Cheek, and he was generally considered to be man of the match. And I think that's great. In fact, I find it a bit funny that Loftus-Cheek and Abraham being in the squad is sometimes being used as a stick with which to beat Chelsea, and I think that's terrifically unfair. I mean, at the end of the day, we've developed those players, and the loan system gets a hell of a lot of stick. But this is proof. The proof's in the pudding. This is proof that it works. This is proof that, you know, through regular game time at Palace, obviously by far the worst performing team in the Premier League so far, he still stood out. He still got to grips with Premier League football, and you know, in our paper today we've called him a Rolls Royce of a player, and I think that can only be a good thing for Chelsea, obviously. In fact, Chelsea came in for another bit of stick after the game from Ian Wright, who said, you know, he's a better player than Bakayoko, so he should be in the team. I was having a chat with my old man about this over the weekend, and I think we both think, looking at the performance on Friday, and you know what else we know about Loftus-Cheek, it's not so much Bakayoko that he'd be replacing. I don't think. I think he's better from a more advanced position. I think it'd be something like where Fabregas plays. You know, when we play three men in the middle and kind of using him as the link. You know, a very kind of dynamic and skillful link between midfield and attack. So it's certainly something that bodes well for the future. Speaking of Bakayoko, he's hit headlines in France. He's not been called up to the France squad. And he's very angry about this, as you can probably imagine. And he's reeling off. He reeled off a load of players that are included. You know, like Tolisso and N'Golo Kante. Funny enough, and he said that he's no worse than any of them, so he should be called up. I mean, I think he's had a mixed start to his time at Chelsea. I've been very impressed with him at times. Thought he was wonderful against Stoke. I thought he was very, very good against Man United, barring his finishing. But I also think he's struggled with fitness, and I think sometimes he's struggled with his distribution as well. I don't think it's something he needs to be worried about. I mean, France probably have the best strength and depth in the world, particularly in midfield, and I think, you know, if he continues to play well for Chelsea, then I think he can rest easy that he's going to be in that squad. But it's provoked a lot of debate on Twitter this morning. I've seen a lot of people kind of calling him out, saying he should earn his place and get his head down and play for Chelsea. Just very, very quickly, a couple more. Ethan Ampadu was given his first appearance by Chris Coleman in Wales colours against France, where they lost 2-0 on Friday night, which is obviously great to see. I mean, I've been ridiculously impressed with him when he's played, and is kind of one in the eye to everyone who says Chelsea don't play youth players. I think he's been very, very good in both his League Cup appearances. Be interesting to see if he plays against Bournemouth on December 19th, I think it is. And the other Chelsea midfielder that's hit headlines is Danny Drinkwater for pulling out of the squad. I thought the criticism was pretty unfair, really. I mean, he's only played 100 minutes in total this season after a very, very bad injury. So, you know, from a personal, selfish point of view, I'm kind of pleased, because I want him to keep doing I want him to be fresh for Chelsea, and I think, you know, what we've seen of him, I think he's going to be an important player for us. So, and there are rumours that this is kind of the end of the road for him and Southgate, but I'd like to think that's not the case. You know, he's linked up fantastically well with Jamie Vardy before. It'd be a real shame if kind of a bit of a misunderstanding like this puts paid to him playing in Russia. Anyway, look forward to previewing the West Brom game. Me and Sophie will be doing videos throughout the week, and yeah, come on you please.